Before we start coding, take a look at this. When I type something invalid into this form, the application immediately warns me. If I enter text instead of a number, the program prevents the error. And if something unexpected happens, the app doesn't crash, it handles the error gracefully. All of this takes only a few lines of C# code. Today I'll show you how to make your WinForms apps safer, more professional, and much more user-friendly using data validation and error handling. Welcome back to part 10 of our C# and WinForms 2026 series. So far we've explored controls, events, layouts, images, menus, and timers. But there is one very important topic every real application needs: making sure users enter valid data and preventing your program from crashing. Today we will learn how to validate user input, detect errors safely, and provide clear feedback to the user. By the end of this video your applications will behave much more professionally. Whenever a program accepts input from a user, validation becomes essential. Without validation, users might enter invalid data that causes unexpected behavior. For example, a text box that expects a number might receive text. A required field might be left empty. Or a number might fall outside a realistic range. Without protection, situations like these can easily crash an application. That is why professional applications always validate input before processing it. In WinForms we have several powerful tools to achieve this. We can manually validate data in code, we can use safer parsing methods, and we can even show inline error indicators directly next to a control. Let's start with a simple validation example. Create a small form with a text box called TextAge and a button called Button Submit. When the user clicks the button, we validate the entered age. Inside the button click event, add the following logic. First we check if the text box is empty. If string dot is null or white space of TextAge.text is true, we show a message asking the user to enter their age and return from the method. Next we verify that the input is actually a number. Instead of using parse, we use try parse, which safely attempts to convert the value. If int.tryParse fails, we display a message telling the user that age must be a number. Finally we check whether the value is within a reasonable range. For example between 0 and 120. If everything is valid, we can safely continue and display the result. This approach ensures that invalid input is detected before it causes problems. So let's test it in our small tool and enter some values. Here you can see how it's working and we cover the most failures that a user can make. Even with validation, unexpected situations can still occur. For example, when reading files, performing calculations, or accessing external resources. This is where exception handling becomes important. In C#, we use the try-catch structure to safely handle runtime errors. Inside the try block, we place the code that might fail. If an exception occurs, the program jumps to the matching catch block. For example, we could attempt a calculation using the number entered by the user. If the text cannot be converted to a number, a format exception may occur. If the number is 0 during a division operation, a divide by 0 exception could occur. Instead of crashing the application, we catch these exceptions and show a friendly message to the user. We can also add a general catch block for unexpected errors and display the exception message. This keeps the application stable even when something goes wrong. So let's make another short test and enter some values. While message boxes are useful, modern applications often provide feedback directly next to the control where the error occurred. WinForms offers a built-in component for this called the error provider. Drag an error provider from the toolbox onto your form. Inside this event, we check whether the text box contains valid input. If the text is empty, we call error provider.setError and pass the text box along with an error message. This displays a small red warning icon next to the control. If the input becomes valid, we clear the error by passing an empty string. This method provides immediate visual feedback and improves the overall user experience. Here are a few simple tips to make your validation even better. Validate input as early as possible. The validating event is perfect for this. Prefer try parse over parse whenever you convert user input. Use error provider controls for inline feedback instead of relying only on message boxes. And always include proper exception handling when your code interacts with external systems such as files, databases, or web APIs. Following these principles will make your applications much more reliable. Great work! You now know how to validate user input in WinForms applications. We looked at checking text box values, converting data safely using try parse, handling unexpected errors with try catch, and providing visual feedback with the error provider control. These techniques are essential for building stable and professional desktop applications. In the next video, we'll explore combo boxes, list boxes, and checklist boxes, which allow users to choose from predefined options instead of typing everything manually. If this video helped you, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next part of the series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 11.